Right then, this season has obviously been very difficult for Manchester United, and the whole defence not being available isn't great. The late arrival of Amrabat plus Casemiro struggling and ultimately failing to hold the fort as a one-man midfield. Those have been two areas of concern, as goalkeeper, as the striking department. You're like, well, Christy. Right wing has perhaps been the most concerning. Greenwood, Sancho, Antony, absolute trifecta of how not to have any right wingers at a football club, obviously for variant different reasons. Now, I think Ten Hag needs time on the back of everything that's been going on, and I think he's been working in probably some of the most unfortunate circumstances that any manager's had for a long, long time, under the scrutiny that exists at Manchester United, which is suffocating. And I think if we looked at the right side as a one area, you know, whether there's injuries, suspensions, whatever else going on, personal issues. I think personal issues kind of covers all three of them, doesn't it? You've had Pellistri have a bit of a go, and I think Pellistri looks bright, but he's basic and he's got to add tools to his game. And it'd be good to see Pellistri sort of get the opportunity to show us exactly what he can do. How and when and how often that's going to happen, I'm not sure. But there is one player that has proved it in England, albeit in a slightly different role, who's probably got the opportunity, once he returns from the injury table, to really stake a claim and make this position his, and that is Ahmad Diallo. Do you know what? There's something about clutter that just does my head in, especially those big bulky wallets. And that's where these lot, Ridge, these legends, have come up with a really sleek wallet. Over 3 million folks are buzzing about this. They've slapped it up with 80,000 5-star reviews. That tells you that they're doing something right. And this little gem can get up to 12 cards in it. So you've got a little bit of room for your cash on the back. All your cards can get in the middle. Doesn't blow up like a balloon. Stays proper slim. Plus it's got RFID blocking, so no one's sneaking up to you and using contactless to try and take anything off your cash, steal your card details. In terms of the craftsmanship, it's top. It's got snazzy designs, it's got carbon fibre. This is a gold one, 24 karat gold, this one. So losing your wallet on a night out, no dramas. It's got an AirTag thing so you can slap it on. They're so chuffed with their wallets that they're going to give you 99 days to try it out. Not your cuppa, send it back, get your money back. They've also got this for your keys as well, so you're not jangling around keys, making a big racket. They've got this key tidy case, it holds your keys, no mess. If you fancy getting a bit of a deal, pair them up together, get the wallet, get the keys, and you can save a bit. And if you fancy giving it a whirl, we've got a cheeky deal for you. Use the code Stephen, STEPHEN, or click the link down below. You'll get 10% off, give your pockets a bit of a treat. Big shout out to Ridge for sponsoring this video, and if you fancy upgrading your gear, then give them a look. Cheers. Now, Diallo is due back soon. We don't know an exact date, but we believe it is soon. And if United are able to turn the season around, it could be a combination of doing something a little bit different, or it could be getting players into the system that we think Ten Hag knows, trusts, and loves, which is the 4-2-3-1, obviously with wingers. Now, he's experimented with a new formation this season, which is the 4-4-2 diamond. Something that we've seen him deploy alongside his typical 4-2-3-1. And I don't mind a diamond. I think there's a lot of love for a diamond. But the diamond could be something that actually you see Diallo thriving, because it would allow him to play in a role more suited to what we saw him thriving at Sunderland last season. Now, when we look at the loan move, the Sunderland loan move was super successful. We did a couple of videos last season looking at exactly how and why that was successful. That's very well known now, so I won't really cover that again for everybody. But he spent last season operating in a number of positions. And despite being seen as, listed as, billed as, and signed as a right winger, he played as a number 10 and a striker, an out-and-out striker, and occasionally a false 9, or maybe just a striker that liked to get involved deep. Doesn't necessarily have to be a false 9 when he did it. He established himself as an exceptional young talent, playing in one of the world's most physical and intense leagues in the Championship, and his confidence was understandably hitting mad heights, considering the class that he was able to inject into that Sunderland side. I therefore expect Ahmad to use, or to potentially be used as someone that can give Manchester United a really fluid option and give him the opportunity to be a crucial member of this squad. Now, people are going, I know you're already sitting there going, Donny van de Beek can play in the 10, Bruno can play in the 10, Mount can play in the 10. Yeah, they can, but not any of them have the dribbling of Ahmad Diallo and the give and go that Ahmad Diallo has. And actually, all of them could play as an 8, and certainly as an 8 in a 3, behind someone that was in a diamond. Now, of course, translating that from the Championship to the Premier League is difficult and never seamless. And of course, transitioning that to Manchester United, where you expect to maybe have not quite as much time and space on the ball as you would even in the Championship. And the big question we really have is, can Ahmad adjust to the Premier League even remotely close to how he adjusted to life in the Championship? And ultimately the answer is we don't know, because I was quite down on him after the loan move to Scotland. You're thinking, mate, if you can't get in the Rangers team, what hope do you have of being a Manchester United player? You should be shining for Rangers. So I wasn't overly bothered when he went to Sunderland. You're like, yeah, okay, see what it is. But the performance level was legitimate quality. Not many players are able to step up from the Championship to the Premier League seamlessly. But the ones that do step up, I'm going to rephrase that. The ones that you do see shine in the Championship can also shine in the Premier League. You don't see too many seamlessly stepping up the exact same way. Jack Grealish being an obvious one. I think Mason Mount being another one. But I think it does count on the system that they play in and the sort of player that they are as well. And I think because Ahmad is still young and he's still very much an apprentice in the game, I could see him taking a little bit longer than the likes of a Jack Grealish or a Mason Mount took to when they came into the Premier League. But I do think he does have, and I have seen, the flashes that could see this kid take it to the next level. And with all of the issues surrounding everybody who plays right wing for United, he is going to have an opportunity either on the right wing or in that sort of number 10 position if we decide to deploy a diamond. And I think one thing that's very good for a squad is competition. I think some players get complacent. Luke Shaw seems to thrive whenever United sign someone. I think you'd almost make it policy to just sign a left back every season to keep Luke Shaw on his toes, because that seems to be something that's quite effective. And maybe some of the other players in the squad, and Martial, I think, is the opposite, actually. When he's got no competition, he can often step up, although that wasn't the case last year. I think when there's competition, he folds. We don't know what Ahmad is like, and we don't know what everybody around him in the squad, from Anthony to Rashford to Garnacho, are like. But I think having Ahmad come and get in the mix, it gives the manager options. And ultimately we want the best for Manchester United, not the best for any individual player. And I think putting Ahmad in the mix, giving him an opportunity and then asking him to, knock someone out of the team. And then if you get in the team, keep them out of the team. I think that would be quite fruitful for us and puts a few in the mix. Right now, we see a player that's going to need to come in. He's going to need to get match fitness. And I think we're going to need to see a player that gives his all for the shirt. Be unproblematic off the field. And that puts you ahead of every other right winger at the club at the moment. Keep your nose clean and put in a shift when you get the opportunity, because I think the talent is there for him to do whatever he wants in a shirt. He just needs time, patience, and the opportunity. Let me know your thoughts on Diallo in below, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.